did what it did. Repent to rock Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out my guys and goddesses and all high vibrational human beings. You know what the fuck it is, man. So, man, I just got finished seeing something about somebody talking about them watching us through your phones and stuff. I've been near that, right? I've been near that shit. I've been near that shit for like the longest. You know, that's one of the reasons actually why I was even telling y'all we got to start meeting up in person. You know what I'm saying? We got to start meeting up in person and actually like building and stuff. So at least that won't be happening in that way. I'll say that. Now, it's a lot that I want to talk about this rising. It's a lot. It's a lot I want to talk about, y'all. Um, it's a lot going on. We know this. You feel me? We know this. It's a lot going on. Um, my thoughts been coming to me so fast. It's like it's been hard to keep up with it. But it's like the realization that everything is just so wild of everything we're living in, y'all. It's so wild because you know what we're living in, y'all. What we're living in is like it's like I know when they was making all of this, they said that like all the ways of us figuring out what's what, they got to try to like protect it. You know what I mean? Like they was thinking ahead of time before, just not as ahead of as we was, off of us being so advanced. But it's like, I mean, really think about it. Like I would, like when you think about everything, y'all, it is wild as shit. Really think about it for a moment. What I'm about to tell y'all, like I feel like we all can agree, right? Everybody can damn near agree that like all of this that we're living in and how we're suffering. Well, first off, I'm gonna say this. First, I'm gonna say this. So I heard someone speaking on, just cost of everything. It was like a compilation video of like everyone complaining about, you know, my regular life that I live every day, right? And before the compilation played, it was a lady that said, she was like, they're trying to, she's like, the people that have, I must say, she ended it before she started the video. She said the people that it's affecting the most is the middle class. She's already so psychologically enslaved. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Majority of people are so psychologically enslaved that they're just worried about the middle class, as if like homeless people don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Or as if homeless people aren't working. You know what I'm saying? Like the moment you're like nobody like nobody is suffering more than like the homeless people. I'm just being flat out. You know, like when she said that, I was just like, wow. So like homeless people, so it's just rich people and middle class. Like there is no homeless people at all. There's nobody that's in poverty. You know what I'm saying? We're that forgot about. You know what I'm saying? All y'all remember, all y'all complaining that's middle class, that's struggling, y'all have somewhere to sleep. You know, y'all not suffering to the degree that homeless people are with weather and cold and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't even start to fathom the shit. Go out, the next homeless person you see that looks like they like you can't even tell how they're still here. Go talk to them. You know, talk to them. Talk about what they deal with on their regular day basis. You know, you're scratching the surface of that off of suffering as a middle class. You know, you sleeping comfy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just start off by saying that. But really think about what I'm about to say, y'all. All of this shit, how it's designed, regardless of whatever class you're in, to be struggling and really not finding out what you're living in, and really how all this shit is orchestrated. You know how it's premeditated and how it's all put together. You know how everything coincides with the next bullshit. You know why everything is rising and just everything, right? I feel like it's a common thing to say that it can definitely lead to what you know is like mental health or mental illness off of like realizing what you're living in and feel like you don't have no control, and you're being forced to keep going, right? I feel like we all can agree to that. Now, what's the options for that? What's the solutions for that, right? Remember, they create the problem and the solutions, y'all. Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody feeling good. Yeah, trickle down economics. It's crazy, y'all. It's so crazy. Really think about what I'm about to say. How it adds up, y'all. All like basically like it's really insane. It's insane. It's insane even me trying to explain it to y'all because when you really think about it, y'all, when like all of this is happening to all of us, right? But we're not even allowed to even like go insane or anything like anything that would be like a natural cause off of all of this we're living in that could fuck with us and have us out of whack, right? Like that shit is played on also. Think about it. Like you call 988 or mental health and stuff, right? What's the number one thing that would hit y'all mind that like this could make anyone feel, regardless of their genetic makeup, regardless of their age. Well, I could say this even more so the younger age, it can even be affected even more, right? But what do y'all think that is? Think about it. When you call 988, what's like the first thing that they say to you, that question that they ask everybody, right? I'm telling y'all, it's like, and they ask the question knowing that everything that you're living in, if you figure it out, that it's gonna have you feeling like that. But that'll be used against you. You get what I'm saying? As if like this stuff isn't here on purpose for you to feel like that, you know? And for them to create the solution to block it out, like as if like what's making you feel like that isn't a problem. You feel me? Really think about it. Unsafe. Unsafe. You know how they ask you like you go to a mental hospital, you call 988, they ask you that they're like, are you feeling unsafe or anything? Tell me I'm lying. This whole shit that once you realize what it is, it can definitely make you feel unsafe. First off, you can feel unsafe because you see it for exactly what it is, regardless if they're admitting that this is like this and that you can't get out of it. And you're still gonna suffer from it while seeing it what it is and still trying to play it and not coming up to par with it. You know what I'm saying? Like basically what I'm saying is even though this makes you feel unsafe, once you see how it's all aligned and how it like it's set up for you to suffer or not be able to damn near even make ends meet while it's still rising inflation, everything, you can't even express how you're trying your hardest and the stress that it's causing of making you feel unsafe because you're not meeting the standards. You know what I'm saying? That'll be used against you. You feel me? That'll be used against you, you know? Tell me I'm lying, y'all. Y'all know I'm fucking telling the truth. Like that shit is crazy as shit. They ask you, like I call 988 myself. You know what I'm saying? I tell them all the time. I'm like, I can't even say what like I can tell y'all all of how I feel, what's going on, but I can't even tell y'all how it makes me feel because you know how it will make anyone feel. The people that have this design knows how it will make anyone feel, and they're banking on you to say that so they can deal with you as if like it's not making you feel like that and use that against you, and you might not even maybe even be seen again. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You feel me? This shit is crazy as shit. When he said when you have a place you feel you're working towards it and make a plan for it to all go up in flames, not being able to take care of family, fighting hunger. You feel me? You feel me? What do they say when you call? You, like literally they ask you first off they ask you are you trying to kill yourself or not? You know what I'm saying? And it can lead to that too. That's all the stuff, all the questions that they ask you. Are you trying to kill yourself? Do you feel unsafe? You know, you could be like, man, this shit can make you so mad, right? Where you could be like, man, I don't even know who the people are that's doing it, but I just want to find them and harm them because I know it's not really the masses. We're all in this shit together, but they're all fucking milking us. We got to find those people, and you could say that on there, and that probably could be used against you if you're like, you know, I want to go after those people, as if like you would be wrong for wanting to find out the people that's doing this to everybody, knowing how it's affected everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, this shit is a whole psychological fuck, y'all. It is. It is. It's a whole psychological fuck. Like it's such a psychological fuck. Like I can't even believe like that I figured this shit out to the degree that I have of seeing it so clear. You hear what I'm saying? For real, for real. Like this shit is wild, y'all. Like this shit is wild. You know? Like, and I'm telling y'all, those lines, those 98 lines are going crazy or more now. And I know because of the radiation that's on the planet and everything. But the radiation, y'all got to think about it. The reason why the radiation is a good thing, I know it's getting people out of here. I know what it's doing anatomy, all of that, what I mainly talk about. But it's mainly forcing the awareness to think about the stuff that everybody is noticing now. You hear what I'm saying? It's forcing the bullshit to be like seen for exactly what it is. You feel me? And so like I can explain this to y'all and y'all can see it yourselves and see it like, damn, it is. Like all of this stuff, like, how would all of this stuff that we're living in, that's even to say it's not fair is an understatement. It's worse than that. But if it's making me feel like this, and I haven't said this, but I'm seeing on the internet and I'm seeing other people complain about it, and you could tell by even if they're not saying exactly how I'm feeling, it's making them feel like this, or it's going to lead towards that. But then they got something in order that they claim that is help, that you can call. You feel me? But if you explain these issues and explain really how it's making you feel, those people will use that against you. They ask you those same questions as soon as you call, and they ask you them same questions as soon as they get off the phone with you. You get what I'm saying? So it's basically like when you call, I don't care how much we're abusing you, you better not feel like this, even though we know this is gonna make you feel like this, right? And when you get off the phone with me, I want to make sure that you're not feeling like this, even though I know you're feeling like this for real, for real. But most people aren't smart enough to see it to this extent how I am and how to be using it you. So they know it's making you feel like damn, I can't catch you when you first get on the phone. I'm gonna catch you when you get off the phone. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what these issues are causing. And I'm not saying specifically the people that's talking to you, but that whole shit how it's being ran. You feel what I'm saying? For real, y'all. They know what the fuck they're doing. They know. That's why when they talk to me, they just try to get off the phone with me. They like, because they already know that I know their games and I know how this shit is set up. And they don't be wanting to talk to me. Watch, y'all. I'm going to get somebody to record me and I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them for y'all so y'all can see what the fuck I'm talking about if y'all can't off of me just saying it. Like I'm not just crazy, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see this shit clear as shit, y'all. Everything down to the T. This is just one way. But like I'm telling y'all, they create the problems and then they know the reactions that the problems is going to have on the body, on the brain. And then when it makes you go insane because you feel like, you know what I mean, we're divided and this is all happening to us and we can't reach the people that's doing it. You feel me? In a way you complain about it, that can be used against you too, Flat out, that's exactly how it is, y'all. That's exactly how it is, The camera's watching me right now, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm telling y'all, I don't give a fuck though. Like I feel like a lot of people, we see this shit clear as shit what they're doing to us. It's worse than abuse, y'all. It's worse than abuse. It's damn near murder. It's damn near murder. For real, for real. Because when you think of the effects that it has on the brain, the system and how it's set up and how it's being expressed like it's even and just loving on the people, I guess, that can make ends meet. However so, even if it's from a standpoint of doing something that's deemed as what they say is illegal, but they haven't got caught yet. You feel me? Like literally, like this shit is bullshit. No, I don't want answers. I know the answers. I want it to stop, y'all. I see it clear as daylight. I'm explaining it to you. I'm hoping you're able to understand me saying it, but like it needs to stop because it's murder. It's murder. It's murder, y'all. It's murder. It's murder. It's murder. From any angle you look at it, think about all the people that's talking about they're being forced to live in their cars, right? Or they're being forced to live outside. How is it a system that they know damn well everybody's not going to be able to make ends meet, and then what had them succumb to being homeless or living in their car and all of these other ways to still try to survive, and then they deem that shit as illegal too. Or even if they don't deem it as illegal, you get harassed in a way to let you know that it's illegal, or as if like you're doing something wrong off of being in that position, that they're forcing you to off of you trying your hardest, but they know everyone's not going to make it. You know what I mean? Like they're banking on everything from like every angle, They didn't playing innocent. You feel me? That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. It's crazy too. And the whole curveball is this, y'all. It's like a lot of people, for the longest, the thing is, this is where they fucked up at. because the inflation, everything, and how it keeps going up and stuff, it's too much people that's in the same boat now. You feel me? So now they can't just minimize homeless people, so-called say, and it's called it mental health, and say that they're crazy to cover up their evil deeds. They can't do that no more because it's even affecting middle class people. Like Shorty said, it's affecting all types of people, regardless of their age, color, all of that. So they can't just single out homeless people to avoid the problem. You know what I'm saying? And act like it's not a problem. And that's why it's even more crazy. Like in the area, it's a rich area. I mean, I'm not going front. You know, like the people in this area have money. It's sad. A lot of them still act like this isn't an awareness thing from everybody around the whole world. You feel me? There's a lot of people that still act like that. Or when they see me, they press they money. You know what I mean? They show like they act like they're extra comfortable, or you know what I'm saying? They try to make me feel more in lack because they know that I'm aware of this shit and I speak about all of this. You know, to cover up their tracks as if like you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy as shit. It's really crazy, y'all. Like it's really fucking crazy. It's really crazy, y'all. It's really crazy. You're not wrong for wanting answers to solve problems, but you can't threaten and hurting people. Matter of fact, I'm not even answering that. I'm not even going to answer that right now. I'm talking about this. Ain't nobody threatening nobody or nothing. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm talking about this right now. I'm not letting no trolls, I'll block you if I have to. I'm not letting no trolls or anything push me in no negative energy or nothing like that. You get what I'm saying? Use reverse psychology off of what I'm saying or nothing. I'm saying what I'm saying right now. I'm the one being hurt. We're the one being hurt. We're the ones being threatened. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out, hey, Ma, shout out, Ma. You see, Mom, I literally, everyone is doing it now. People are really trying to make ends meet. $3,000 a month for rent is just crazy for a house. It was only $1,000 a month at one time. Right, Ma? You know, Ma, you see what this person on here just said? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's worse than survival of the fittest. It's worse than survival of the fittest, y'all. It's way worse than that. Without having people follow you, black is real, for real. For real. I apologize if I misunderstood you, Carl. When you have a place you feel working towards it. Nah, it's wild. It's wild. It's very, very wild. And it's like, y'all, like this shit is crazy. Like I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna call their ass and I'm gonna put that shit on speakerphone. I'm gonna put their ass on speakerphone, and I'm gonna let y'all see, like, and y'all gonna see when I ask certain questions. Watch how they dodge it. Watch how they try to dodge that shit and they try to avoid it. You're gonna be like, they're gonna be trying to run around the questions. Y'all gonna tell by their mannerisms and everything. That's how you know even certain people that the people that have those jobs, they've already been brainwashed. You know, that's how I know that they know more than what they act like they know. Because literally by how they dodge certain questions. Like I'll say something and they'll know what I'm alluding to and they get around it. You feel me? Or they'll hurry up and hang up the phone and act like they didn't hang up the phone. Like literally, like you'll see, like I'll call and then some of them will just hang up the phone. Literally. Not because they don't even want to deal with it. They'll just hang up the phone. You know? You'll see the thing go to the thing, if you want to leave a voicemail or da-da-da, or whatever the thing when it ends. If you want to do a survey, they'll just hang it up, you know? Or they'll be like, sorry, but I have to cut the call short, you know, like all of that bullshit, you know what I mean? So yeah, y'all, nah, this shit is dangerous. This shit is dangerous what we living in. Like we literally out here suffering, and it's like, they trying to act like it's not that, you know? It's murder because the living state and in the living situations that come about off of everybody not being able to make it while these motherfuckers get richer and richer, right? It's causing us, it's literally causing the living conditions that this shit will breed you to be in, even if you're not homeless. You know what I'm saying? But just off of trying to make ends meet and not, it causes brain damage. It does. You know, it causes body effects also, pains and everything, you know? And this is what I mean when I be telling y'all, What's worse, a fast death or a slow death? A slow death is worse. You know, if you're living in a docile state and you're living in psychological slavery and you're enslaved, a slow death is worse. You know, it's worse. They know exactly what they're doing. They literally, when they created like mental hospitals and 9 and 8 and all that shit was for people that figure it out. I'm gonna be honest. All that shit was for people that figure it out, or people that can't explain that they figured it out and been damaged so bad because of the system and how this shit is set up. For them to just take them up and then hide them, you know what I'm saying, and just say that they got problems. So maybe even one day if they even able to fucking explain it, they won't even be able to meet you and tell you what the fuck is going on and for you to see what the fuck is going on. You feel me? They like, oh no, we gotta get them out of here. We glad they can't explain that shit now, but let's just get them out. We're gonna drug them up. We're gonna get them all these medicines. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them to explain anything to a regular person that doesn't see what they're living in for how they got these issues or really what they're living in, like what we're all living in. We don't even want that. We're not gonna even let that happen. You know? We're not even gonna let that happen. You know? Like it's crazy. You know what I mean? And one of the things, you know, shout out side, whatever. You feel me? Yeah, you know, I don't let nobody. I'm gonna say this. My best way to answer that is, I'm not gonna let you tell me what I am or what I'm not with anything. You know what I mean? Respectfully saying, but peace your way though. You know, yeah, y'all. So it's like, you know, everything that I've went through in this. You know, I've been through so much, but it's like, I know it was for me to see this in this way. I know it was, you know? I know it was. We're out here hurting. I'm seeing us in these states. Even if I cut you off and I don't fuck with you or whatever, I don't want you bad, you know what I'm saying? Even more so if you're neuromelanated, you're a god or goddess. I'm looking at you like, damn, we in this shit. Please help me and do your part, even if I'm in your life or not, to bring this shit about. You feel me? So like however so fast as this shit is shifting for our entire species, you know, fuck just getting at a bag. Or I'm gonna say this, even while you getting at the bag, make that just as important as getting at the bag. You feel me? Like for real, y'all. You know, oh yeah, I'm not gonna front y'all. I got shit now where, let me review. Oh, I'm not even gonna review it because it say, look, I got the new shit now. Literally, it says, oh yeah, I'm not gonna show y'all it, but I'm gonna screenshot it though, cause all of this shit. But yeah, I got my messages now for review, so they can't just pop up on my chat. You get what I'm saying? See, hey, I appreciate my moderators handling shit. That's what's up. You know. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? I got my shit under review. I ain't know how to do it for real, but I know how to do it now, so people can't just come on here and say whatever. You know, I don't even gotta review it. That shit ain't even gonna come in the chat. Yeah, y'all. So you know, shout out everybody that sees this. You know, I hope everybody's feeling good. You know, this is just an examination of like everything, like that's been going on. Like, you know. And this shit really at the end of the day, this shit really is good versus evil. Because right now, all of what you're doing, regardless of how much money you have or not and stuff, you're doing one or the other. You're either bringing about truth, and on the level of making people aware, bringing out truth, you're breaking down this system. You know, a part of breaking down this system as you're building yourself up. You know, while you're going through your struggles or whatever, it's not easy. Or you're being used for evil, and you're definitely not bringing up the system because it's crashing. It's inevitable. It's fate. It's prophecy. But you're part of the collective that's insane. That's literally breeding evil and breeding false life into something that's already dead. That was never alive from the jump. You hear what I'm saying? Like for real. That's where we're at with it. You know? So it's very, very beautiful where we're at right now, y'all. Um, I advise all y'all to protect y'all energy. You get what I'm saying? I'm ahead of the swivel. Like even yesterday, it's stuff that I won't even speak it on here. But see, when I'm approached by something and I'm so smart, y'all. You know, so a lot of stuff doesn't get by me. You hear me? It doesn't get by me. Like I read energy. The smallest thing that you think I'm not paying attention to, I'm paying attention to, whether I tell you or not. With anything, you know, like I'm just like that. So you know, it was certain stuff that happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, you know, and like I say, I be on it. You know, I be on it. You feel me? I be on it. You know, and I'm not the one. You know, um, but but yeah, you know, one thing I do want to say though is this though. You know, like I was saying when a little bit just now, where I was saying you know, maybe I took what yo said wrong or whatever. But um, I'm not gonna lie, my brain is doing that thing where it's trying to like make me not well, I forgot what I was gonna say, y'all. You know, but no, they're definitely attacking us though, y'all. They're definitely attacking us. You know, they're definitely attacking us in ways that we're not even aware of or remember at the time. But everything is gonna be all right. You know, the tribulation also is like dealing with all of their attacks coming to the forefront. You know, and not even just coming to your forefront, but while they're still doing the damage. So like for example, like when it began, I was talking to y'all about how they looking at us in the phone and how they're frying our pineal gland in the phone. I'm looking in the phone right now. They're doing this in my brain right now. You know, that's why I try not to be on these phones that long and shit. But it's like it's in everything, like in your TVs, your computers, your laptops, right? Like it's like, you know, where I'm at right now, it's like you'll pay money somewhere, and then you can't even, and then where you pay money somewhere to be, you can't even open the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I'm saying? Look at this shit. This shows you like the type of shit. Like, look at this shit. You know? Look at this shit. It said the bathroom is locked. Please see manager for his assistance. How are you fucking locking a bathroom in a place that's gated up that you have to have money even to be inside to be paying for it? So what type of shit is that? You feel me? That's it. If that don't scream like we just give a fuck about your money and fuck you, I don't know what does. We don't even want you to fucking use the restroom. You know what I'm saying? If you're in this bitch and while you in here in this place for what it's used for, you get what I'm saying? You spending money here, we don't even want you to take a piss. Or if you gotta take a piss or a shit, I want you to come see me. And whatever I'm doing, even if it's after hours and I'm not there, but in times that you still can come or whatever, you're not even gonna be able to use the bathroom. There's not even a key that I'm gonna leave or anything for people that come here that's paying money here to be able to use the bathroom if I'm not here. That's how much I don't give a fuck about you. You feel me? That's what they saying. You know, everything like it's crazy what we're living in, y'all. Like it's the most craziest shit, and it's like, and I feel like we all got to say this from a collective standpoint, y'all. Um, we all got to say this from a collective standpoint. Like they'll keep gripping until they can't grip no more. You know, yeah, and I feel like that's what we realizing amongst the main reason why we got to strip away from everyone else, because all the people that's acting like nothing is going on, they're just basically done with. They're done with, you know? They're done with, or they gotta I'm gonna just say it flat out, like, but it's gonna crash way before that. You feel me? Because of everything else that's taking place on the planet that they're not talking about, you know. But that literally until it hits them. You know how you hear people say like, "Damn, like I didn't think it was real until it hit me." You know, it's still, believe it or not, it's still people right now. Believe it or not, there's still people that like money's not like a problem for them. You know, it's not like a problem for them. So like, you know that how they got everybody designed for self. in capitalism, you know what I mean, self-perseverance from a standpoint of if I'm good, I'm not worried about anything on the outside of what's happening with you because I'm good, right? That's people's like mindset. So when you think like that, you got to think about it. Like most of these people, they not worried about whatever the fuck is happening on the outside of their situation. You know, they like, I got a house, I'm good, I'm not having money problems, my tank is full. You know what I'm saying? Work harder. You know, that's how they're thinking. The average person. So you got to think like this, y'all. This shit has been affecting me in a lot of ways. Y'all know I tell y'all what I want y'all to know, right? You know, um, even where I'm at or whatever or anything, it be community knowledge. Like for real, like I let y'all know what I want y'all to know. But but I will say this, like this shit has caused me so much pain, y'all. It's caused me like migraines. You know, like I'm not even been. I've been spitting out blood. You know what I'm saying? I've been spitting out blood, like for real, for real. You know, I don't even know how much longer I'm gonna be here, you know? But I know however long I'm here, you know, when I do leave, nobody can say that I didn't stand on business while I was here. You know, even if I was completely by myself, even if people gaslighted me, no matter if people said I was crazy, no matter what the fuck people said about me, they gonna be like, that nigga's still on business, no matter what. You know? For real. That's what people gonna be able to say. Niggas wasn't able to put shit around his eyes like he was able to see shit. Once he was able to see shit, that nigga started going about it like that, making people aware of whatever came with it, regardless of the situation. None of that had an effect on him doing righteousness on the planet while he was here, you know? And that's something that's honorable that people can't even do in comfortable situations. You feel me? That's real. I don't even need validation for that. I see that. You know, I'm smart enough to realize that. You know? See, as you raise your vibration, you know, you see stuff for what it is. That's the one thing that they don't want. You know, if you're in a low vibration, you don't know if you're being manipulated. You're just going along, but you think that you're winning. You feel me? That's why even, you know, these people that you don't even see or these families, you know, they got all the money and they give us all the breadcrumbs. But if we fighting amongst each other over the breadcrumbs, and some of us got more breadcrumbs than other people, you know, we're not worried about them. You feel me? But it's so fucking psychopathic that all the stuff that this breeds and the conditions for you to be in, your mind states, the mental anguish, you know, that can lead to you wanting to kill yourself or harm anyone else, or even if you're not thinking about doing them things, but you're just feeling unsafe because you're realizing that everything that you're living in is designed to control you or to prove you this way or have you do this, right? You can't even express it properly without that being used against you, you know? So you can't once you see what you're living in, you can't even express the real feelings of what it was made to make you feel. While you're being strong in it, that'll be used against you. You know, that's crazy as shit. You know, if that wouldn't make anybody want to kill themselves, I don't know what would. You know, but they did that literally for that reason. Literally for that reason, y'all. You know, these people are crazy as shit. That's why they're gonna get the worst fucking karma. Man, I'm telling y'all, like, they're gonna get the worst fucking karma because they designed all this shit like this. You know, they can play stupid all they want, and they think that they money and them literally not revealing themselves and stuff has them hidden. You know, but it's like nah, like they're seeing clear as daylight. You know, my brothers and sisters see everything. My son sees everything. You know, my species sees everything. Shit, even your species damn near sees everything. See what's going on. Niggas ain't like, you know, this shit is end game, and it's like y'all fucking abusing, like literally this world in America what we're living in. Like y'all, in the compilation video, it was a dude speaking on it. He was like a traveler. He was a traveler that and he was talking about traveling. You know, how he always comes in the states for the holidays and stuff and everything. And he was explaining it. You know, he was like he wasn't gonna get in a situation, but he's here. You know, with someone kind of living along them, so he's gonna be doing certain stuff as if like he's living here for that short period of time while he's here. And when he was saying that, he was just talking about how it's like you can't even breathe. Like every moment of a breath, somebody's trying to sell you something. Something's an advertisement. He's talking about the girl like she paid for a Prime or whatever. He's like, how the fuck are the ads this fucking? And it's not even regular 30s ads. Like it's talking about a big whole section. How is this happening when you're paying for this service and we're just trying to watch this fucking movie? You know what I'm saying? Like, like, like even while you're paying money for something that you should get the full advantage of, they're still trying to sell you something in between that. You get what I'm saying? Like y'all, like they don't give a fuck. Like they'll keep taking. You know, I was hearing one of the guys on his live. He was saying, you know, and it's real. I'm just repeating all this stuff. We all got pieces of the puzzle, and we all need to connect and give all our information out to each other so we can go about this differently. You know, the guy was saying, I think the guy was saying, you know, like you could pay rent, you could be at a house, mortgage, whatever, for over 10 years, you know, and then be sure off of a maybe he didn't say this specifically, but I'm gonna say it to get y'all know even more so what he was saying. It don't even gotta be that you asking for something just because off of the top you've been there. It could be a natural disaster or something that causes for you not to have the money, you know, something out of your control, you know, and you would think that maybe they would even have more respect, and they still won't give a fuck. You know, they still won't give a fuck. You could be like, damn, like I got in this bad car accident. You see I'm hurt, like I'm not even healed, and I work from home, so I can still make the money, but I'm still trying to heal at the same time. So I might be like a month behind, or I might be, you know, can I get like 6 months of like a leeway? You know, I've been here for 17 years. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. You know, you'll be out that house with the casualty or whatever, your arm or whatever, got to get the fuck. You know? They do not care, y'all. They do not care, you know? So I'm gonna be honest. The fact that I'm living in this, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even want to be in so-called America. I don't even want to be here. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even want to be here. Like, I can't believe like this shit is really like this, you know? But I'm even more, you know, at first enraged, but in shock off the fact that all the toxicity of the small intricate parts of how this shit was strategically designed is protected how it is, you know, for you not to see it. That even more so, it's disgusting as shit. It makes my body hurt, you know? It makes my fucking hemorrhoid hurt, literally. Like literally, like I'm not even going front. It's wild, y'all. It's wild. You know, like everything down to the T. Look at this. I've been looking at this for a while, and I wasn't gonna show y'all, right? But look at this shit. Look at this shit. And I'm gonna just say one thing. And I'm not saying for a fact that this is this being. But what is this? But what's the things that come to your mind when you see this shit? What comes to your mind when you see that? Now let me ask you, does that look like an average person to you? What does that look like to you? Right? Right? And I'm a mind fuck y'all. What does that look like to you? Right? I can't even, whatever message you just sent, I'm not even reviewing it. You know, the fact that it's for review, I know it was something negative. I got my shit set up, so you can send that. I'm not even viewing that message, whatever it is. I can't even see what you said, and it doesn't matter. You know? But look at this, y'all. Y'all see that? Now, look at this. Now look at this. Let me come over here, right? Let me come over here, right? Look at this. Now she looked kind of more normal, right? But the other one looked like a reptilian, right? She looked like a reptilian like shit, right? But peep though. But now what does this scream? Remember I be telling y'all, what does this scream? Wow, right? Wow, right? Wow, right? Wow, right? Remember I told y'all they love showing us together, like as if like the breed, us to interbreed with each other and shit, and like we supposed to be, you know, when they show stuff like that, like black and white people together happy like that. See, that's like a psychological fuck, because that puts in your mind that species is like complete friends with you and shit, you know? They smiling, happy. They're not doing no wrong, you know? They not doing no wrong. You know, you see this shit, they not doing no wrong. We not being abused by them, right? Black man smiling, you know? You get what I'm saying? Black man smiling, ain't no wrong being done. Look at her smile, look at those smiles. You know, they know exactly how they everything that they play on, how they play on it. They know exactly what the fuck they be doing, y'all. They know exactly what the fuck they be doing, you know? And they got him in the back, though. You feel me? They got him in the back, though. Both the white woman in the front, you know? Or one so-called white woman, I'll say that. You feel me? They got them in a, like, this shit's crazy, y'all. This shit is crazy. So it's like when you really think about what we're going through and all the information that's coming out and stuff, even the people that are sending negative energy towards all of us on the internet speaking about all of these things and stuff, they're not even a match for us. You know what I'm saying? It's too much of us, and we're too aware. We all know what's going on right now, and we're just all calling it out in our way and showing, revealing all they bullshit. You get what I'm saying? We're revealing all of they bullshit, y'all. You know, but this shit is crazy what we're living in. You know, this is a good live right now. This is actually a very, very good live. You know, and I really point that out because I'm liking how I'm explaining this to y'all. I'm breaking this down. Regardless, this isn't a live. Well, I'm not gonna say this isn't a live that a lot of people are in. I don't know how much people are in. For all I know, they could be making sure that all the people that are seeing this, they not letting not even over 5 people see what I'm saying, because of what I'm saying is so true. But even if nobody was to be in here, this is still a good live. Actually, this information, me speaking about this, all that other live, the other 2 lives that's on there right now, when I'm in a mall and I'm interacting with everybody, this is actually way more powerful than that. All of this that I'm talking about right now on here. You get what I'm saying? This is a very, very, very good live. Matter of fact, after this live is done, I don't care how much people come in or not, all this that I'm speaking of, how I'm pointing this out, how I showed that and shit, I'm actually gonna pin this. I'm gonna see if I can pin this to my shit. You feel me? Because I told y'all, I don't look at value off of validation from the outside in. You know, like I'm not looking at whether I say something on my live like, oh, if I have this much people or these much people communicating with me, I'm gonna be on or I'm not gonna be on. I don't move like that. You know, I move off straight intention. You know, straight intent. So and purpose. So it's like, no, like that shit is crazy. I've been looking at that shit for a while. When I remember when I first seen that shit, I said, what the fuck? I said, yo, she looks like a motherfucking reptile, yo. She look like a fucking reptile, yo. Can't tell me she don't look like a motherfucking reptile, yo. She looks like a fucking reptile. Even look at those ears, bro. Look at those ears. Like she shapeshifted. She look completely different than her. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. Like her facial structure and everything, that shit don't look right, man. That shit don't look right. You feel me? That shit don't look right. Hey, what's up, OG Stoner? What it is? I hope all is well with you, man. Yeah, man, I'm basically breaking down all of this right now, talking about this system and how the problems that it breeds from a mental standpoint and body and stuff like that, and just like mental anguish and stuff, how it leads you. It's like they literally created the route of like, once you figure it out, because they know once you figure it out, you're gonna want to express it to someone. So they know you're not gonna be able to express it to like regular people and shit, because regular people aren't gonna might not be able to understand it. But now, as today, regular people might understand what you're talking about, because it's a different time now. It's like everybody's seeing a lot of the same shit, so people are gonna see what it is, you know. So it might be. I'm gonna ask him if he told her that I love her or not. He might not have told her. I don't know. He might have told her. What's good, bro? How are you?
Just fine.
You tell her or no?
I had no, because I had one run into her.
You gotta run, sure.
She wasn't when I was here.
Yeah, you be getting. I just be like, you be working overnight. Nah. You feel me? That shit looks crazy, right, Stoner? All good. You finished writing a song. Oh, you do music? That's what's up. That's what's up. I ain't know. Shit, that might even be why you really fuck with me for real. Cause you know, y'all know how they say musicians, people that do music and shit, we relate. You know? Like people that do music and shit, we got like a different connection with each other and shit. But yeah, though, what was I saying, y'all? Yeah, so I was basically talking about how all of this, like all of it, like oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So they know, they're like, okay, yeah, damn. They're like, oh, we have them in this, da da da. They don't know. Then they get aware, By the time they get aware, I'm saying from a standpoint of like how it used to be, you know, like 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And before, like they're like, okay, you know, they find out what it is. It's gonna cause mental anguish off break, because no matter how much they see everything for how it is, they're not seeing everybody. They're not seeing everybody in that. They're not seeing everybody in that. You feel me? So it's gonna cause mental anguish, and then how you deal with that mental anguish is something separate also, right? So so literally so literally, they're gonna be like, damn, okay, they probably gonna try to talk. They might be a person here or there that might listen, but majority of people that when they listen, what they're saying, what they're talking about, they're probably gonna think they're crazy because they haven't seen it to the degree that they have it. So that's gonna create more mental anguish. You feel me? The more isolation, more feeling abandoned. It's bad. And remember, this isn't no like just opinion on something. This is something that's from someone seeing what they're living in clear as daylight. That's being projected onto everybody as far as a lifestyle, how to go about life, or what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Down to the basics even, right? So the mental anguish is going to start even more. Now they know that can lead to what? Mental illness, right? Or mental health, because then it's like you start feeling trapped in a box because you're still being affected by something that you're aware of the harm that it's doing, but you don't know how to stop it because it's being done off of division and enforcement. You know what I'm saying? So you start seeing everything and shit. Then if you're not able to deal with it properly, you might lead to drugs. You might start you might just start crashing out in all different ways because it's like you don't know what the fuck to do because you can't get away from something that's harming you. You know, and then you'll be like, all right, you know, it's not. They'll be like, all right, so you know, maybe. Then they say they have like a line for people that are in distress. Let me call this 988 line, or let me see. Maybe you start second guessing yourself, or you might be past that, you know. But regardless of however so, it might lead to you being like, maybe let me see a therapist. Let me talk to a therapist or something, you know. Let me see a therapist to just speak about these feelings because I can't even speak to a regular person or my family and friends. They just think I'm crazy at this point, right? You know, because they might not have seen it yet. Then you know, before you even speak to the person, like I said, you know, all of this is really making you feel unsafe. Because you like, you know, look, what's the definition of unsafe, you know? Or what does unsafe feel like? That's everything, all of this, you know, how it makes you feel. It's all of that, right? So, so then, you know, you call them, or let's say it wasn't 9 Let's say you see a therapist and you tell them and you're expressing all of it, what you're living in, how it's connected. They're hearing you. They're hearing you to a point that you know that they're agreeing with you because they're quiet. But you don't even know why they're really quiet. But you can tell, you can read their body language that they agree with you. Like they've seen a lot of this stuff themselves, which they have even more so being in those positions. But they won't tell you that though, right? So then, you know, they're looking for you to say certain key words. You feel me? They're looking for you to say certain key words. You know, and while you're in a hospital, they're not even going to ask you in a way like 988 because you in their shit now at this point, right? So they're gonna use this against you. They're gonna be like, how does it? They're like, how does it make you feel? You know, and then you like, you know, I'm trying to do everything I can. You know, I'm not a bad person. You know, I never harmed anyone, or I don't want to harm anyone. But the fact that like I'm just in this, and I can see it clear of all this stuff I'm explaining to you and stuff and how it's affecting me. You know, it's causing me stress. It's causing body pains. You know, my sleep patterns. Like it's something that like I can't just get around. Like something that I lost or something. You know, and just let it go. And the fact that you know I looked at it from so many different angles, and I'm trying so hard and everything, and I can't do anything about it. It's kind of making me feel unsafe. You know, boom. That'll be used against you. You know. Literally, what it makes you feel, they get what it makes you feel. They'll deal with you as if like you're not allowed to feel like that. Y'all see what I'm saying? Tell me that's not some fucking manipulation right there. They know that's the number one thing that this shit makes you feel is unsafe. Because no matter what you do, you can't escape it. You're gonna feel unsafe. It's going to keep attacking you. It's going to keep hitting you. You can't get away from it. They're looking for you to say that as if like them thinking, as if like them dealing with you like as if like it doesn't purposely make you feel like that. And then they'll use that against you, man. You know, and drug you up and shit. Fuck you up even more. Fuck you up to your point that now you might not even be able to explain it. You feel me? And now you really do look like to everyone else like you're crazy, or even the people that wasn't able to see it yet. You feel me? I'm telling y'all, they're wicked as shit. I just spoke to someone the other day. They sent him to the mental asylum place off of him being drunk. Off of him being drunk. Where I'm at right now, he's right by me. His Joan. He's right by me. And he was waiting. I think I was talking about him yesterday or the day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I was talking about his girl was waiting for him and shit. You know, he didn't go to sleep for 10 days. You know? I was like, what you in there for? I wasn't trying to really ask him, but with him talking about it, I just asked him. I was like, you don't gotta tell me, but I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I know you don't know me, but like, what was you in there for? And he was like, man, and he was like drinking. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, I was drunk, and my I think he said his family or his woman or something, and I'm just like, the fact that somebody could say something, but I'm like, they're able to do that off of you being drunk. So I'm thinking about even people that be drinking. Like, so you telling me somebody could be drunk out in public or leaving the club drunk as shit, and for whatever reason, like it's a possibility they could get sent to a mental hospital. They could be coming. Y'all, you see drunk people outside all the time. You know, whether they get drunk in Publix or whatever. But you can. I'm like, what the? This shit is wild, y'all. This shit is dangerous. You know. Yeah, been writing new music for years. Only recently decided to release it online. I full see what you're saying. You know, it's crazy. Shout out, Elmi. No, it's really crazy, y'all. I gotta get on this. This bus about to be hold up for time. But yeah, nah, it's crazy though, y'all. It's crazy as shit. It's like how do you combat something that all the things that makes you feel you're not even able to express it because it'll be used against you because the people that's designing it knows that that's making you feel like that. How do you combat that? Because they're gonna deal with you like as if like they don't know that this is causing these problems. That's worse than a narcissist. That's psychopathic, y'all. That's psychopathic. I want y'all to see the system that we're living in is psychopathic. You know, all the problems that are problems that we deem as problems is off of exactly how they created this shit to be, knowing everyone's not going to be up to par. You know. So how the fuck are we fighting with each other in this shit and not coming at the real people or approaching the real problems? You feel me? Like that's crazy as shit. You know. That's why anybody that would like laugh at someone financially struggling or anything like that, or what they have or don't have, with like it's just I raise my vibration. I ascended so much and evolved so much off of seeing everything how it is. Like when I just get around people like that, that just lets me know how lost you are, and I just don't really even want to be around you. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm just like, you know, for me, it's dangerous for me to be around anyone that doesn't know what they're living in, or even know who they are. You know, anatomically, you know what I mean? For real, because it's like, all this that I'm saying is very, very true. But remember, y'all, fake is the new real, and real is the new fake, right? So it's like, that's why you can see, that's why you can go all throughout the internet, and like I said, you can find compilations of people of all races, natural, unnatural, white, black, Asian, age difference, and all of that are relevant. That's speaking on this stuff, right? But then you go outside, where in any city or state where you are, you just go to a regular shopping center. You're out, or you go outside wherever you go, and everyone is acting like everything is normal. That's why this is so, you know. For real. You know, and they messing with my brain while I'm trying to tell y'all all of this. But this is real shit though. This is real shit. Like I'm telling y'all no lies. Like this is real shit. You know, these people are dangerous as shit. But the reason why they don't seem like they're dangerous because they're passive. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's like passive calmness, but it's manipulation and strategic passive calmness amongst enforcement. You know what it's surrounded by. Like it's all of that. You know, I see the shit clear as daylight. Like I know exactly what these people are fucking doing on all levels. Like I see it, and I'm trying to explain it to y'all the best that I can, regardless of how y'all think I might get like feel or whatever. Like I'm telling y'all the truth. Like really examine this shit. What you're living in, what's problems, what you're doing. Examine all of this shit because it's like basically how I broke that down to y'all, how like, you know, with all of this going on the internet, you can see a compilation of everyone talking about this stuff, but then you go outside and everyone's acting like everything is normal. This lets you know like how they got this shit set up and how much fear people are in, you know, but they can't say it, you know, or say that they feel unsafe because whether they know it or not, that it'll be used against them, you know. But right about now, it's probably a lot more people that are aware that certain stuff can be used against them, off of just the awareness of in general. You feel me? But it's really wicked though, y'all. Yeah. Now I gotta read. Hey, that's real. You can't really combat it without them claiming you're crazy because it's easier to label people than to actually help. No, facts. Facts. I gotta pin this too. Facts. Facts. That's very, very real. That's why this shit is so dangerous. Like all your police and stuff and all that, they just protect the toxicity to and stuff to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, it's not what it is. Like even from a standpoint of like, say like a person's homeless and they need some food. You know, they're just trying to get some fucking food and they're in front of a store and they're like, you know, can you help me out with this? I'm trying to get something to eat. And then they come and then they're like, you know, they're like, you can't be asking people for food. You can't. They're not even gonna say that. They're gonna say you can't be harassing people. You can't be harassing people just because you're trying to get something to eat. No matter how nice you're asking, you know, you might not be asking every person. You might be asking one person every 10 people or 7 people, but you're still harassing. You know, yeah, you know, or you might no. It's so crazy, yo. You don't even gotta ask. You don't even gotta ask. Like literally, like you could just be. I've been in places. I've been in places literally not even charging my phone. I was about to say charging my phone, but not even charging my phone. And just because people knew my financial state in front of that establishment, like they came and told me like I had to move or didn't say anything at all, and just stood there and tried to wait for me to ask for help because they were aware of my situation to try to stop me from getting something to eat. You know, but mad as shit, really hoping that I get so mad because I'm hungry and I go in there and I so-called steal, as if anything wasn't stole, so they can use that against me. And I'm telling you, we're in hell, y'all. We're in hell. We're really in hell, y'all. You know, once you really realize what you're living in and how dangerous this shit is, it's like put it like this: if you don't so-called go crazy, to your point, let them say you go crazy and them use it against you. You're gonna isolate yourself because that's the only other thing. You know, because you're not gonna want to just go out and do all the regular stuff that you was doing before you saw everything how it is and shit. It's not even gonna feel the same, and it's definitely not gonna feel the same right now because the energy on the planet is not even the same. You know, that's why you're hearing everybody say that. Like, it seems like nothing is fun no more and everything because all the stuff that was deemed as fun and stuff or whatever that you can do on your regular day basis of life, it's all around this system and all this shit that I'm talking about. You know, think about it. You're trying to manifest happy feelings and feeling good amongst all this deception, all this unnecessary confusion, all this wickedness, you know, all this devilish activity, you know, all this manipulation, you know. We really, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know black people like we really got superpowers and shit, but I'm gonna say like even unnatural people, everybody as far as the masses, we got superpowers to be able to like still laugh and smile and have whatever we deem that is fun for us while still living in such a wicked ass systematic system. You feel me? You know how powerful you gotta be to do something and still have fun while all of this is designed against you. You know, like how strong you gotta be. You know, for real. But this shit is wild. This shit is wild, y'all. Like I'm like out of words. That's why it's like I'm like exhausted. I really have no more energy to get this shit. You know I don't. You know, like I said, it's hella people on the internet talking now. Like, how are people even living? You know, but the thing is, the answer to that is how is people living is you either, I mean, it's flat out. You either got like a really, really good job, right? Or you're living ends meet, but you're struggling more than you're letting people know. Or you're doing something that's deemed as illegal, whether that be selling drugs, um, that's right, just having money coming in faster, lump sums, or selling sex. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these women, majority of these women are selling sex. I'm gonna just say it flat out. Majority of these women out here, they're selling their bodies. You know, like majority of these women, they have a price on them. I'm gonna just say it flat out. Around their regular job, you know, and they're milking like 4 or 5 different men that's hoping to have sex with them, that they're using to their advantage to get whatever they need or pay their rent also. You know, so that's what's going on with a lot of these women. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these women, majority of these women don't. I'm not saying that there's not successful business women that's caking or even just dealing with their money properly for what they make and stuff. I'm not saying that, but even with that being said, there's a big, large number of a women that's getting money from a sexual active standpoint. You know, and which women that you probably wouldn't even think that are on that type of time, that's on that type of time. Best believe. You know, meeting in these sophisticated, so-called say hotels. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to talk to one of the guys right now. We were just talking the other day. He was telling me, he said, man, it'd be so much people that get a room, and you know they just get in a room just to fuck. You know, bitches selling sex, and we was laughing about it because he was saying, yeah, you know, they get the room right, and he said less than 30 minutes they be out. He said less than 30 minutes they'd be out. And we was joking about it, saying like, fuck you mean? I don't care how fast I bust that nut or how fast that pussy was. I mean, how good that pussy was. I paid this money, I mean, for this room, this for the whole night. Fuck you mean? You staying here for the night. I need that wake up sex too, that wake up head. I need all of that. Fuck you mean? It wasn't just this nut right now and I paid for this room, you know? But best believe some people got money like that, where they can spend, you know, over $120 on a room just to bust a nut for 20 minutes, and that not hurt their pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you think about it, women getting money like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's gonna be good. This is her daily life. Like, yeah, y'all. So basically, what I'm saying is, people are wondering like, how are people surviving and shit like that. A lot of people are struggling more than what they want people to know or what they're trying to show, and they're hiding it well. And then other people are doing illegal things or selling sex. You know what I'm saying? It's just flat out. You know, we know sex is the most powerful energy. Sex is what runs this world. You know, right along with the number one thing that everybody's supposed to be doing, that people are still doing right now, even within all this wickedness, but just not in a disciplined way, is sex. Main priority. You know? Yeah, right. The people only care about getting likes rather than living a real life. Right. That's the internet has made shit fake. You can tell. You can tell. That's why people. I know y'all fuck with me. Y'all know I'm real. Like, it ain't about me getting likes and none of that. I'm really myself. Like, you can tell when you watch certain people's videos and you hear them talk that they're speaking from a standpoint of just making you happy. You know, and I never understood how people can relate to that. Like, if I watch someone's video or I watch someone's channel and I know, like, me as the customer, I would say, or as the, you know what I mean? Like, and you're the person giving a product, and you're talking to me from a standpoint of just what I want to hear, not from how you generally feel. I don't want to fuck with you. That's a scary person to me. You feel me? I don't want you to deal with me just off of what I like. I want to know your true self, your authenticity. You know, that way that I could be able to learn from you stuff that I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? And shit, you know? Like, I don't want you just to tell me and deal with me from just everything how I like. That's fake as shit. You know? So you already know, G Stoner, that should be crazy. Have to go shopping for cats food. That's what it is, bro. If you still alive, when I get back, I'll join back. Peace out and keep up the good vibes. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you more than you know, bro. For real, for real. Peace, power, abundance to you. I'll see you if I'm still in here. Um, Deza, hi OG, what's up? On Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Desi, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Um, I'm kind of, yeah, nah, I'm speaking. This is a good live. Me talking about all of this stuff, you know. And this is a good live because it's very, very real, y'all. This shit is very, very, very real. You know, I needed this conversation. You know, it's like you think about it, you don't see it. You don't see all of this when you're young because you're protected. You're protected from you're protected from everybody. Like just going along. You know, like I feel very unsafe and very like helpless. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's like the mother of my child doing me wrong made me see women for how they are or how they can be, what they're capable of, if in their energy wrong, which a lot of them are. It also made me see here I am and what I'm supposed to be doing, because I was already learning that even before everything played out exactly how I did, and then it also the pain, all of that, the child alienation, poverty that I dealt with prior, but never with a child and stuff, you know, which made everything that much more painful, more mental anguish and stuff. It made me see all of this shit. And now that I see all of this shit, I can't unsee this shit. And I just want to get away, you know? I just want to, like, like I'm living in a fucking so-called country where people made a joke on everybody from the issues that's going to come about and the mental anguish, the mental pain that's going to be caused, to bank on it and use it against us, as if like they not creating systematic ways of living in life that breeds this shit, you know. And it's like the ones that can just swim better than the other ones, you know, those are the only ones we're going to worry about. And then the ones that can't swim as good as the other ones, which are the real ones, because they're actually the strongest ones that we're not able, that the system wasn't able to break down like that, or you know, that's able to see how it is. We're going to just try to cancel them out and just ostracize them, you know, and abandon them, you know, you know, however so even the other people that are playing the game and that's able to swim better than them, you know, even if they can see it or can't see it, we hoping that they can't see it playing the game, and if they can't see it playing the game, you know, they'll damn near be like um, ostracized from them. You feel me? So then they won't even, you know what I'm saying? They'll just look down on them when they see them, or like they're not important, you know, because of their financial situation in this system we created. Like they connected financial struggle and stuff with mental health, you know, but it's designed like that. Like that's why, like, y'all know how like y'all know like healthcare and shit. Y'all know like how healthcare and shit is like connected to your job and shit. Why do y'all think that that's like that? You know like how you can like lose your insurance if you don't if you got a good job to cover it. But basically what I'm saying is you could lose your job and it could be hard for you medical wise, right? And that's by design, because if you lose your job, you know, or you're that means I guess you're not being a good citizen. They want you to look up black. Anything if you're not playing the game correctly, they want you to look bad. So like you're like isolated. You know what I'm saying? And you're like and then you're looked at crazy from every, because majority of people don't know what they're living in and they're just seeing you struggling. You know, which quit, make you feel sad, make you feel singled out. You know, it's all set up like that on purpose, y'all. You know, that's why it's like I don't get it. I don't get me wrong. I get down and out and I get sad and shit, but it's from a standpoint. For me, it's from a standpoint of knowing how all this shit is set up. It's not from a standpoint of that shit actually touching me, of me feeling how I know that how they designed for this shit to make me feel. and for them to act innocent, you know, throwing rocks and hiding their hands. They don't know why these problems are created or why we're in these situations, you know. That's why this is what I mean for real, for real. I know a lot of people don't see my lives and stuff, but this is really what I mean. Like even if I need help, and I ask someone, and then some people be like, you know, what's the main thing that people say when they can't help you if you ask for help? They'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'd be like, don't be sorry. I'd be like, don't be sorry, it's all right. You know what I mean? And they be thinking I be being bitter, but the reason why I be saying that, like, don't feel sorry because of all of this of what I'm talking about now. Because I already understand how it's set up. They're saying sorry for me, most people not knowing that I even know all of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So they're like, he's saying like he's probably bitter because I ain't help him or anything. I'm like, no. I'm not bitter because you ain't helped me. It just screams all of this shit that I talk about on the regular on my podcast and what I'm aware of, what I'm living in as a so-called black man, and I'm not even so-called black. You know, just like how you're not so-called white. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit is crazy, y'all. Literally, this shit is just survival. When I'm saying this shit is survival, and it's not survival. It's not survival how it was 5 or 10 years ago, just from a money standpoint. Like I'm trying to get money. No, actually, the money is not even the survival part. You know, for real, for real. It's not even the money. It's the mental damage. That's the survival part. It's a fight for your brain, because all of this shit is an attack on your brain, because it's not normal. It's not normal. That's what I want y'all. If y'all don't understand anything else I'm fucking saying on this live, even some kids, man, I'm sorry if I'm cussing. You know what I'm saying? But understand that this shit isn't normal, y'all. This isn't normal. You know? This isn't normal. The only reason why it might seem like it's been normal because it's all you've ever known, because they had this shit from Jumpstart. You know? But this shit isn't normal. I'm tired of suffering, y'all. I'm tired of suffering. Tired of suffering because of this system. This shit is wicked as shit. Like black women, man, this is like a damn near cry out for help. Like, even you could say fuck me, but what about the rest of your children? You know what I'm saying? What about the rest of the black men that you just had as a baby that's gonna be a black man when they grow up? You know? Like what about them? Like what about your children? You know, you come before me. What about your planning? You get what I'm saying? They're suffering us. If you come across this video, come across this message, please hear what I'm saying from a standpoint of hearing me from my soul, not from how much people like my videos or anything like that, because they're controlling us like that too, because they know that we became so fake. We put that over truth. Whereas so as if we see somebody that has a certain amount of likes on a video or has a certain following, we'll lean more towards watching that video than someone else that doesn't have no followers. You know, but that person that doesn't have no followers or no likes, you know, might be saying something that's way more important than what that other person is saying, or they're being shadow banned on the internet just so when you see that, you would think that they have no followers or no one cares about them. And you know what I'm saying? They play on people's brain off of knowing how we think, y'all. You feel me? To control us. You know? It's like when I used to hear stuff like this and I wasn't sure of stuff, I really thought, you know, man, stuff can't really be like how it is. But once I really started seeing shit, nah, it's really like that and more. You know? It's really like that and more. Like nobody could be honest with me. I don't even think that no medicine could make me unsee it where I am. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Like for me to be like I would have to be literally like unconscious, like literally unconscious. In any way, form of me being conscious, I'm gonna know what's going on. That's how like I'm super aware. You know, even with them attacking my brain and the lives and trying to get me to forget what I'm saying as I tell y'all and stuff, that shit really don't work. You know what I mean? It really don't work because I'm too strong. You know. Get out here real quick. Hey, they're like, oh, you wanna tell them the truth and you wanna tell them all of this shit? All right, we're gonna hurt your brain. We're gonna hurt your brain while you're saying this to them. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hurt your brain. You know? I don't give a fuck. Because best believe all of those entities that's involved with that or anything like that, y'all, like I'm in tune. I'm gonna just say that. You know, but just pay attention to what I'm saying on this live though. You feel me? Please pay attention to what I'm saying on this damn live. Not anything else. Because I ain't telling y'all no lies, man. That's why it's even hard for me to even do the regular or whatever. Like, it's like I'm glitching in that shit. It's like I'm glitching. Because it's like, you know, I'm not good at being a good slave. And I realized why I never was. Like, there's never been a time in my life that I was able to, like, really, really keep, you know? Now I know why. And I always, in the end, it always made me feel inadequate because I would always really be trying. Like, I would be really trying, y'all. Like, I would be trying so fucking hard. And I'm like, why can't I keep a job? Like, what the fuck? Like, is it me? You know? But I realized it is me. It is me. Like, it's my bloodline. And I'm not supposed to be living like this. Once I found out I really wasn't supposed to be living like this, and then I connected that with how I never was good with this shit, that was the answer right there, you know? I said to myself, I said, shit. But where we're at now, I'm gonna just be honest, and I say this to give y'all faith. Where we're at now, hold up, let me get out here real quick. I'm about to tell y'all something. Where we're at now, y'all, where we're at now, they're gonna I'm gonna be honest with you. Where we're at now, we're so far ahead. I'm gonna be real with y'all. They're gonna gaslight they whole way out. They whole way out. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. So all y'all that speak truth and shit, I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna be real. All y'all that speak truth and shit, the best thing you can do is isolate yourself. I'm gonna be real. But like isolate yourself with like knowledge and shit though. Like don't just like isolate yourself just to isolate yourself. I don't mean that. I mean like isolate yourself and build within that isolation. You know? Learn more as far as that isolation. And not like regular learning. Learn your genetics, learn your anatomy, right? Learn how the brain works. Because even a lot of this stuff in design all in which what I explained on this live and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You'll be able to see it even more so also, you know? For real. Cause this shit is bad, y'all. Yeah. And everybody acting like everybody acting like it's not, it screams the problem even more. Because too much people of any races, all money brackets and everything are speaking on the same stuff. Where it's like, it's creating the notion of realization like, okay, anybody else that's just acting like this isn't happening, those are the people that's a part of the problem, you know? Because those are the people that's trying to act like it's not a problem. For whatever reason, it don't even matter. Because it is a problem, you know what I mean? For real. That's where we're at with it, y'all. That's why this shit is mental. Because you can't say that it's not a mental health attack to be completely aware of this shit, right? Be completely aware of this shit. And then you go outside of your house and you go to a store, you just go outside and you're around everybody that's just acting like everything is normal. You can't tell me that's not a mental health attack. That's a mental health attack. You know? It is, you know? The more you learn how to isolate yourself and be in your own power, the more you being alone or people not validating you, it can't take your power away from you. And you become unbreakable, you become unstoppable. Because therefore you're not moved by your emotion in any shape, way, or form, nor even through validation of something even that would seem positive, right? You just appreciate it from a standpoint of somebody appreciating something for how it really is, besides how it's being projected. Nothing more, nothing less. So it's like, you know, I know most people around you in the system are weak-minded, right? That's why the system has been able to be what it has. Hold up real quick, y'all. Let me get on this bus real quick. You know? This shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy, man. How you doing today? Got it. Yeah, black people, we at war, y'all. Y'all know we at war. Yeah, so that's my suggestion to all of y'all, you Desi, Stoner, everybody. My main people that be in here and everything, like my suggestion is just isolate yourself, but not in a depression off of the realization of everything what is and how it's coming into play in your mind. You know what I mean? Don't be attached to no emotions whatsoever. You know, don't even try to be happy, because if you're trying to be happy, somebody could take that away from you. Search to be like in between, because when you're at a steady level and you're in between, that's like what, like, you know, purpose and intent, you know, that's like gratitude, you know, ascension. That's all like within there. It's even. It's a balance. It's 47. You know, it's all aligned in that way. So that all coincides. But yeah, you know, any and everybody that's on here that's gonna see this, you know, please screenshot it, because all of this that I spoke on this live, this is like type stuff that's it's like the curveball, you know. So I'm gonna do like a little recap. So basically, what, you know, for people that will come in, 'cause I've been on here for a while now. I basically was talking about how everything that, you know, this system breeds as it's crashing. The same people that create the problem create the solutions. You know, so a lot of the stuff that can seem like mental illness, mental health, or like 988, you know, they're aware of like what we're living in and how it can lead to like mental anguish. You know, all the problems that's looked down upon or is considered an issue, everything that we're living in, and the division amongst it, and the unfairness and how it's set up, literally breeds that. But they deal with you as if like it doesn't breed that. And, you know, all of the stuff that like, they don't want to stop homelessness, they don't want to stop starvation, right? Once the realization of all this stuff that they could fix if they really wanted to, but they don't, right? That can make you start to feel the main thing that they'll use against you, that they ask you, hypothetically speaking, from if you was to call 988, from when you first get on the phone and when you get off the phone. And that one thing is if you feeling unsafe. Y'all know that's the main thing that they ask you. They're like, are you feeling unsafe? Everything that we're living in, how this shit is set up, makes you really feel unsafe when you really know what's being done to you. Because you feel like, damn, how can I combat it? You know, that's why I pinpointed what Stoner said. I'm gonna repeat it again. What he said you can't really combat it without them claiming you're crazy, because it's easier to label people than to actually help. And that's very, very real. That's why a lot of times you see a lot of people that see the shit for how it is, they usually get them out of here fast, because they know a majority of people don't know, or are just so brainwashed, whether directly or indirectly, that they don't even want you to converse with them even on a random day, that you like, you know, let me randomly get this crazy person a conversation, right? And then you fuck around and have a slight conversation with them, and it change you forever. You see everything. They don't even want that to happen. You feel me? But like I said, it's just a different time right now, because with everything happening, all the stuff that a so-called person that's not respected, because we know that this shit is ran around like short attention span, undeveloped brains. You know, whether you have money, you don't have money, I don't care what you got to say, because you don't know anything, because you're broke, right? How average people think and shit like that. So they know all of this though. So they play on all of this. But I just want to make sure that y'all just keep y'all head. You know, don't get too wrapped up in it. this is like the true meaning of you seeing like black people saying from a collective with us. They're saying we just gotta stay still. You know, not staying still meaning not even though we shouldn't be working, but we know we're prisoners of war, right? So I'm not mad at even myself, me playing along for however whenever I can or anybody else. What I mean by stay still, is don't get mentally and emotionally connected. Like don't be able to let your emotions be played on. Stay still, you know, because a lot of the stuff that they're doing, they're just trying to make us react and they're just trying to provoke us. You know what I mean? Because all of this stuff is obvious what's happening, and a lot of the stuff that they was able to block out that only a percentage of people was talking about, or that wasn't in a certain financial bracket, so it didn't matter. Now other people are talking about, so it can't be ignored now because everybody is seeing them for how it is. So it's like this is a very beautiful thing, y'all. You know. So I'm really gonna tap in with y'all. You know, I have a headache. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's recently a lot of these crazy good downloads that I've been giving y'all and explaining stuff. Recently, I don't know why my head's been hurting a lot more whenever I've been giving y'all the messages, and this has been really weird. You know, but again, this is even why I say with that why we gotta meet in person, because they can mess up lives. They can turn up this stuff in these phones, you know, these TVs, these laptops, these screens and shit. But they can't stop us meeting up. You know what I'm saying? They definitely can't stop us meeting up in person. So I'm gonna just leave y'all with that, man. It's a Severe Points of RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out to my guys and goddesses, no high vibrational human beings. And shout out my Brit Brit. What's happening with y'all?
Gameplay.